Heated room, tense moment, voices are rising, and pressure is building. And then Lisa, she drops one sentence that stops every man in the room cold. No yelling, no power struggle, no matching the chaos. Just calm, unshakable leadership. Because you know what? This is what real leadership looks like. When you don't follow the old rules, you create your own.
Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome back to Ordinary to Badass, the podcast where women in predominantly male industries learn to rise, lead, and own their power without apology. Around here, we're not shrinking to fit into any rooms, we are expanding them. Okay, so today's Badass Debrief, we're going to get into it, but first, you know the drill. Let's get into what felt ordinary and what felt badass this week. What felt ordinary? Well, honestly, it's just been getting my walks in. As many of you know, I did an episode about walking the Camino, and so to prepare for that, I was walking 2 to 3 times a day, and so I've tried to keep that up, probably more about 2 times a day, but I've tried to keep that up, but that kind of just it's become my ordinary. So that feels normal to me. Nothing super fancy, not sparkly, just me lacing up my shoes, hitting the pavement, and I've just made the decision to keep on moving. It's a good way for me to clear my head. And I found that sometimes just those ordinary things, those things that become habits, help hold you together when everything else feels like chaos or when everything else around you is crumbling. And so I don't know what that is for you. Find your thing. I think that's the biggest thing is like carve out time for you, carve out space for you, whether it's 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, going for a walk around the neighborhood or doing something for yourself. Maybe it's just sitting in silence for 5 minutes. If you're a mom and your life is chaos and the kids are constantly going crazy or you're running from one place to the next, then find just a little bit of time for yourself to do something that makes you happy, something that makes you feel good. And I say make that your new habit. Make that your ordinary. But yes, I am biased to taking care of yourself or doing things for you. And I live by myself, so yes, I get it. I'm sitting from a place where it's a bit easier for me than it might be for other people. But even if you just carve out a small amount of time, I think that it will pay dividend. Okay, what felt badass this week? 2 things actually are standing out to me. Relaunching my course, How to Get the Promotion You Deserve and Thrive as a Leader. If you haven't signed up yet, just go ahead and sign up. Let's do this thing. So head on over to Instagram, DM me, Ordinary to Badass. Just DM me the word RISE, and then I will send you the link to the course. If you put in the code RISE25, you can get 25% off. I want you in this course because you know what? What really drives me nuts is when I'm not seeing women rising, especially in predominantly male industries, but everywhere, really. We need more women in leadership because even if you're in corporate, I can almost bet you that there are mostly men in leadership roles. So we definitely need more women. So yeah, that's what I'm passionate about. And also, as if you couldn't tell. But then also the thing is like, okay, let's get ahead of New Year. Let's get out in front of it. Promotions don't stop just because it's New Year or just because it's the end of the year. I didn't mean to go on a sales rant there, but I'm just super excited about it. And I'm happy that I relaunched the second time because I heard it's not the first time, the hard one, it's the second launch. So here I am. And I will just tell you, none of this tech stuff has ever come natural to me. Funnels, sales pages, launch stuff, it's just never come natural to me. It's not a world that I grew up around, right? I'm just a dumb cop over here. So I had to teach myself every piece, and some of it was painfully hard, especially in the beginning. It just took me way longer. The learning curve was longer for me. But you know what? I did it anyway. And I'm doing it anyway. I'm here today. And so for me, that counts as badass. And I'm excited just to have this course out there and to see women thriving and succeeding, that makes me happy. Okay, number 2, for Thanksgiving. So I just like to do something for Thanksgiving just to tell the people that I supervise that I am grateful for them. Last year for Thanksgiving, a friend and I, we made meals for the deputies that had to work on Thanksgiving Day. And that felt really good. Just to give them something to say, thank you for being here. Thank you for all the work that you do. We appreciate you. And this year, I gave the people that I supervise just a little jar. It was a jar full of lifesavers, and I hand wrote on there, "You are a lifesaver." And then filled them with lifesaver candies and wrote a handwritten note just saying, thank you for the work that they do. It was something super simple. My intent was just to be thoughtful and to let them know that they are appreciated for the work that they do. And sometimes, I think those little things do make a difference. So, what can you do if you're already in a leadership role? Something small to say thank you to the people that you supervise that are putting in the hard work day in and day out just to let them know you appreciate them. Heck, that could be as simple as a card. It doesn't have to be something huge or something expensive. And now with AI, you can go to AI or ChatGPT and ask questions. Hey, this is my budget and I want to get something for the people I supervise. Give me ideas, right? So I don't think that leadership needs to be loud and it doesn't need to be dramatic. And sometimes it's just those tiny acts of appreciation that makes somebody's day or makes their week. So to me, that's absolutely worth it. I also think it builds loyalty, it builds trust. And many people aren't thanked for the jobs that they do. So just a little thank you goes a long way. Okay. Did you listen to last week's episode where I interviewed Lisa Roberts? Lisa is the kind of leader that you instantly trust. Not necessarily because she dominates the conversation. It's because she can read the room. She can shift the temperature without having to say much at all. And I love that because I think it's easy to believe that you have to be loud. You have to be an extrovert to be a supervisor or to be a leader. And it's just not true. And Lisa, she proves that. So in my mind, Lisa's superpower is calm leadership with an edge. She has emotional intelligence, but then she also has the strategy. And then she's able to just be present without having to perform. So our conversation was great. And it was just full of these moments. I'm like, yes, more women need to hear this. More women need to know that it's okay to be a supervisor and not be loud. Like you can make an impact and not be the loudest person in the room. Although I feel like I'm shouting right now. Bear with me. Okay, let's jump into it. Okay. The mindset shift that I took away from the last episode is stop reacting to tone and start listening to what's underneath it. Lisa said she never reacts to someone's tone. Instead, she tries to listen to the message that's underneath it. That alone is a leadership skill most people never learn. I can't even say that I've conquered it because it's easy to hear a raised voice and then you go straight to panic, defensiveness, getting irritated, matching their energy. But Lisa, she has a way of not doing that. She's able to listen through the noise. And she pays attention to intention, not emotion. And I think it's so easy to be guided by our emotions, to let other people's emotions influence us. So a shift that I had when listening to it, it's like, oh, someone else's tone, it's not yours or my job to fix that. Your job is to understand what is the need beneath that, or what is the point that they're really trying to convey that maybe they're not doing so. So as a leader, we have to try different tactics. We have to try different ways to understand people and to get to the bottom line. And it doesn't have to be a shouting match because we don't agree with them, right? And sometimes we take things personally because we think they mean one thing and they actually mean another. So if you're able to just like chill and to get curious and to ask questions like Lisa did, then that helps everybody in the room. The challenge is to use a grounding question to stop the emotional spiraling. So Lisa shared a moment where a man was yelling at her in a room full of other men, and instead of getting sucked into it, matching his energy or defending herself, she calmly asked, "What do you hope to get out of this conversation?" Then she said there was immediate silence. you could hear a pin drop. And you know what? There was probably a power shift because she didn't engage in the way that they all thought she would. He had to stop performing and actually think through the answer. So this week, I'm going to challenge you. When someone comes in hot, ask a question that forces clarity. Get curious. Don't assume you know where they're coming from. Here are a couple questions you can try asking. What outcome are you hoping for? What do you need right now? What problem are we actually trying to solve? What would feel like progress to you? So a powerful question, it can do more than just calm the moment. It can recalibrate the entire tone of the conversation. It prevents it from amplifying, from getting crazy. I don't know. I've been in rooms before where I'm like, what are we doing here? Because people just start feeding off each other's energy and we're not really getting to the point. Everybody's just letting their voice be heard or talking over each other and not really solving the problem. So there's a different way to go about it. So here's a reframe that you can use. Your calm is not weakness, it's command. Lisa talked about how calm leadership often gets misinterpreted. People think calm means unsure, soft, passive. But the truth is, calm is strategic. Calm is grounded. And calm is influence. So a reminder, you don't need to be loud to be a force. You need to be intentional. Your steadiness, it gives other people permission to just settle down, to feel comfortable. Your grounded presence makes people feel safe. And I guarantee you, they'll tell you a whole heck of a lot more. Your clarity will have people following you without having to be pushed along. It is rare to have a leader that listens, that isn't concerned more about what they think or how they think things should go. They ask the question, they listen, they don't get defensive. Okay, so the mic drop takeaway here is the person who controls the energy controls the outcome. Our energy is so powerful. I don't think we give it enough credit. And if you're anything like me and you work in a predominantly male industry, that's not something that's talked about. Like emotions, energy, that kind of thing is really not talked about a lot in that space. And I think it's powerful. So like owning the energy in the room, it really reminds me of the quote by Maya Angelou. She said, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. How you make people feel is so huge. It's so impactful. So do you want it to be yelling and screaming? Or do you want it to be being curious, asking questions, listening, finding out something new? Lisa, she doesn't overpower people. She doesn't bulldoze. She doesn't have to raise her voice to get attention or to get her point across. She simply sets the energy in the room and just holds it, gives space, asks the question and listens. It's powerful. When you hold space for people, they will rise to meet your level. It stops the emotional spiraling. You stay in your power. And you know what? The conversation becomes productive again. So remember, if you control the energy in the room, you control the outcome. No yelling is required. No being an extrovert required. Okay, so go back, listen to the last episode with Lisa if you by chance missed it. And before we get out of here, I got to tell you a story. So, real talk here. There is some disturbing things in this world. War, injustice, people clipping their toenails in public. Yes, I said toenails. I've seen this in parks. I've seen it at work, just sitting in a meeting, like clip, clip, clip. Drives me bonkers. And the worst, I was on an international flight and the woman next to me propped up her foot on her knee and started clipping her toenails. Ew. I think I got some residue on me. Like it was so disgusting. I was like, it was so nasty. But why would you do that on a plane? Like, I don't know. It's disgusting. I don't know why. People do it though. Are you one of them? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just a weird thing I have, but I just don't know why people need to clip their nails in public. So yes, I think after that flight incident, my soul probably left my body. I had to like disassociate for a second because it was pretty nasty. And then let me tell you, I had a lot of plane incident. I don't know. Different flight, different person sitting next to me. And he sits there and he starts a full excavation, digging for gold. Pretty nasty. I'm like, oh, and he was not hiding it at all. It was so nasty. And then he gets the peanuts from the flight attendant and tries to hand them to me. No, I will starve. No, thank you. So you're like, Marie, why are you telling me these crazy stories? Because you know what? These moments, they were disturbing. That is for sure. But you know what else is super disturbing? That we still don't see enough women in leadership roles as we should. That drives me bonkers. And it's not because women aren't capable, not because they're not prepared, not talented, not because they don't have confidence. They do. It's because the room was not built for us. And you know what? It's why leadership conversations like the one with Lisa matter. Women lead differently. We are able to de-escalate. We communicate intentionally. And you know what? We have a way of building teams, which I freaking love. It's like people feel more included. And women oftentimes see the nuances that shift team culture. They anticipate problems before they explode, and they are much more willing to listen. In my opinion, workplaces desperately need that. So I am on a mission to help women get the promotion they deserve and then thrive once they're in that role. And that's why I created How to Get the Promotion You Deserve and Thrive as a Leader. I want to see you succeed. It makes me so happy when I see women rising. We need diversity. Like only having men, if you only have one gender, you only have one race, you only have the same types of people, that's not good for anywhere. We need more diversity. I need you to rise. The freaking society needs you to rise. So inside the course, How to Get the Promotion You Deserve and Thrive as a Leader, there will definitely be scripts for handling hard conversations, dealing with difficult bosses. It'll help you build presence, navigate the workplace politics, which I hate politics, any kind. Communicate clearly, set boundaries. That's huge, setting boundaries, especially for women, because we do so much for so many people. And it will help you step into your authority and succeed when you're actually in that role. So you can get 25% off with code RISE25. Head on over to Instagram and DM me RISE. That's all you need to say is RISE, and I will send you the link. I want you in there. It's so important. Let's not wait till the new year. Let's not wait until conditions are perfect or exactly right. Let's start now. And I want to be there to witness your rising. Okay, just a reminder, quiet power is still power. Calm leadership is still leadership. And you, I know you belong in rooms where decisions are made. With that, we'll end our show. To all the badass women out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.